Guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Today we've decided to do a little golf ball test, expand on the series that we've been sort of working away at over the last probably month, comparing budget golf balls versus sort of this new wave of kind of, guess, less premiumly priced golf balls. Kind of how do you want to kind of describe that one?
Competitors, right?
Yeah, exactly. So your Snell golf ball, your Vice Encore, this sort of these off brands that have really come in and are competing against the premium, you know, TP5s, Pro V1s, that type of thing. So we know there's still, the masses are still playing these sort of core golf balls.
Right.
Pro V1X being, you know, probably the most played golf ball that I hear of. We actually use Srixon Z-Star golf balls in here, so that was part of our test today. TP5X, you know, so many people love that TP5 golf ball. So much, you know, great press about that. And then the Callaway Chrome Soft X, the slightly firmer version of the Callaway Chrome Soft.
To me, these are the four that people want to know the most about.
Agreed, and that was our feedback. That was you guys told us, you know, they wanted some comparisons. So, you know, today we've kind of compiled a driver test. With all those four golf balls.
Would you say that that's, because we've done tests with wedges and stuff like that. We know that the X version of these balls maybe spins a hair less on the wedges.
But launches a hair higher times.
Right, but you get someone looking at a TP5X because they're interested in hitting their driver a bit further. That's what people are after when they go to this golf ball.
Exactly, that's exactly it. So, and kind of running through the test of those golf balls, you know, we thought that was a really good test because you were certainly swinging it very well with the driver tonight. And the kind of results showed that. So running from the top, there was less than 1 mile an hour ball speed between the top and the bottom. The fastest on ball speed being the TaylorMade TP5X. It's at 171 miles an hour ball speed. Really quick. Launch angle, again, a 1 degree separation between the highest and the lowest.
Right.
And then in terms of the spin, there's about 200 RPM variance between the high spin and the lowest spin. So,
very close.
You know, it was very close. We did see the Srixon ball sort of spike a hair higher than the other three. You know, highest launch and the highest spin.
Yeah, just by a fraction.
Just by a fraction, not by much, with really good ball speed, obviously. So, interesting for those guys with some more speed who are looking maybe to raise the launch a little bit.
And this is what I've been playing actually for the whole year.
You've been enjoying it?
Yeah, I've been hitting my driver quite straight. So maybe that is almost good for me in a way to hit a little more fairways, a little bit more spin off the tee, a little straighter. We've
talked about the spin and how it stabilizes ball flight and how it's, you know, makes it harder to tilt spin axis when we have more backspin and that sort of stuff. And that's a video I know we keep promising, but it's one we're going to come to soon. So yeah, TP5 was certainly it was actually our tied second longest. Pro V1, interestingly enough, at the slowest average ball speed was our longest at 335.
Yeah, so carry distance, they were all more or less the same. It might have just been maybe a ground conditions or the bounce it got.
You know, sometimes on foresight, when the ball rolls over the green.
Yeah, we hear about that a little bit too.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you know, and we do it as a sort of fun target. You know, we set the green out there at 325 for guys. You deserve a little rollout on the green.
Give me a couple extra yards.
So what would happen if you hit the green in a par 4?
That's absolutely
exactly what would happen.
But if you look at carry yardages, they represented which ball was slightly longer than others, which was Chrome Soft and TP5X were just a bit longer than the others.
By a shade.
By almost unnoticeable amount.
Yeah. Guys, we'll post obviously, you know, Matt's going to do his thing, post these and edit these numbers in. The moral of the story is never buy a golf ball based on what it does off the driver.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
You know, they're all doing the same thing.
Essentially, so close.
So close. They're all doing the same thing. The ball speed is high. The launch angle is within 1 degree. There's a couple of 100 RPMs. You know, we saw a couple of different strikes there, and there was maybe 200-300 RPMs off just the different strikes. The variances are so tight.
Close.
you can never choose the right golf ball for you based on what it does off the driver.
Totally agree.
When we're doing the ball fit for our players in here, the driver is the absolute last thing we test.
Interesting.
We start with the putter, we putt with them when we get the feel, we see what feels good. You're going to hit your most amount of shots with the putter out of all the clubs in the,
is that right?
the bag.
In your ball
So,
tips?
yeah, so we start with that. We hit some putts. Then we go back and we hit some pitch shots. Then we hit some wedge shots. Then we're into the irons, we hit some woods, and then we hit some drivers.
Wow.
So we work back from the shortest strokes all the way to the longest ones. That's where you're going to get the best view which golf ball is best for you guys. If we think of the shots that are played between the putter and 120 yards, it's probably about 2/3 of your round.
Yep, true.
So we have to focus on that. That's the scoring. That's the part that's going to make a difference. Obviously, we want to make sure the driver's in play, but the golf ball is not really making that much of a difference here. When you're talking about 4 golf balls that are the same, we're not really seeing much of a difference. Okay, they're all designed to do the same thing. Yeah. Spin low, be fast, launch high. Just go as far as possible. They've all got their own aerodynamic sort of packages on there through the dimple pattern, the depth of dimple, how many dimples, all these sorts of things. They've all got their own spin on that.
Right. I mean, it confirms what I've kind of always noticed. I've, just for fun, tinker around and try different ones on the course.
Yeah.
It's really never the driver that you notice a difference
right.
in when you play these kind of faster X balls.
Yeah.
So I can say confidently that I really think, as you said, you should really just focus on the other parts of the bag first.
For sure.
And that if you're a faster swing player, that these will probably be good off the driver because they all are.
Exactly. What I would love to do is actually do a follow-up video on this and go, okay, take those 4 golf balls that perform so similar off the driver and follow up with, well, how did they perform with the wedges?
Yeah.
And the most important, clubs in the bag.
Sure.
Obviously, putting is something that's subjective to feel, so that's not much of a video, not much of a test, because it's just feedback. So maybe we'll do that, but we'll just add that in as a discussion point to that video.
Sure.
But I'd love to do putter and wedges, looking through pitches, chip shots, pitches, wedge shots.
And like a full 58 kind of
sure.
swing?
Yeah, I mean, exact gap wedge through to sort of whatever your most lofted wedge is, and see what those variances are. I mean, sometimes we see golf balls that launch a couple of degrees higher, spin 500, 600, 700 RPMs less. That makes a difference.
Yes, that makes a difference.
When you start to see those variances, you can start to see, okay, from the one that goes highest to the one that goes lowest, you can see some differences in trajectory. So that's where I think we'll get most value out of this test. I don't think it's, I think this has proved a really interesting point.
I think it's great that you've done this to say, listen, don't focus on the driver.
Don't go there. Don't take, a bunch of golf balls out to the golf course and go to the tee and think that there's really going to be a massive difference golf ball to golf ball.
Right.
I promise you, we are in the most controlled environment that we can be in right now. We're seeing next to nothing.
Yeah.
So it's very, very interesting, but that would be the punchline for sure.
Very cool. Okay. So let us know if you want to see that wedge test. I would like to do it for sure. I think it'd be great.
We should do it. I think it sets us up nicely for sort of round or tying up these the top 4 golf balls. You could probably argue in the X category, and that's what this is we're talking about. Yep. The X category, the low spin category. Okay, awesome. Guys, leave your comments as always below. Let us know what you think. Obviously, we're going to kind of keep going with this series. We're trying to get other golf balls in. Maybe get some more content based on the sort of less established brands.
We've also been asked about more mid-range balls.
Okay, that's
so
interesting.
Mid-range balls in price and also mid-range in speed. So Bridgestone has a line for lower swing speeds. We've been asked about that. So if that's something you guys want to see, let us know, because that's on the radar as well.
I love that Project A, maybe some Q Star.
Yep.
Obviously, we've done our AVX stuff. That's a premium golf ball anyway. But we've got so it's kind of mid-range golf balls. I really like that.
We got a bunch of testing to do.
Excellent, great stuff, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Leave your comments as always. Appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you again soon.